Hello Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. Okay. I'm seeing the Tower, but I'm also seeing Temperance as well. So there can be something, I was hearing haphazard, there can be something that's popping up for you that, I feel like this is very similar to a reading that we just did. There can be something popping up for you that you didn't expect to happen, and now you're sort of dealing with that. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy. For some of you, it can feel like something on a larger scale. For some of you, it can feel on a smaller scale. It just has to do with you, what you're experiencing, and also how you're perceiving that too. Because some of us, we go through something and it's like, oh, that was unexpected, but then it doesn't feel like a big deal to us. For others of us, it's harder to adjust, and then we feel like it's a bigger deal or it takes more energy, so it just depends on the person. But let's see what this is about. If this is the same vibe as a reading that I recently did, this can be the continuation of something, you're still reeling from something that happened that you weren't anticipating things to go in this direction. You're on track, believe it or not. You can also be trying to make out what your intuition is telling you as well through this, which is something that's going to be making more sense to you. But it may not be something immediate. Yeah, we have the Hermit here. You reflecting on this is going to help you move forward. And you could have spent time thinking and sort of being more quiet about this, more pensive, more reflective. And now it looks like you've done what you needed to do, and you're moving past this. So I feel like the Tower already happened. I don't feel like it's going to be happening. I feel like if you experienced something that popped up where you were like, ooh, I didn't think things would go that way, that's the Tower for you. But I'm not seeing it as you're going to experience a Tower. It already happened as far as where we are in the reading right now. So you took time to think about it, and maybe you felt more quiet. You didn't really want to talk to anybody about this, just maybe being alone or connecting with people that you're very close with that you didn't mind explaining to them what was going on. But I'm seeing this kind of be a private affair. So not something that you wanted to put on blast necessarily. And now that you've spent time thinking everything over, I'm seeing you be ready to move forward. And for some of you, now you're ready to talk about it. You wouldn't have felt this way before. You wouldn't have been ready to talk about it before. I'm seeing you just be like, I need my own time to process this. And then once you do, I'm seeing you be ready to talk about it. So for those of you that speaking about it, or another person being involved, I'm seeing now be the time after you've sorted this out independently and done what you needed to. You may have needed to sort out on your own what you felt was right moving forward, because it feels like I'm hearing tactics. It feels like your virtues of what's right to proceed as far as my beliefs versus what's not. I feel like these are even rudimentary beliefs of yours, very basic, right and wrong for you personally, because it can be different for each of us. It's a subjective thing. You may have needed to figure out what is the most eloquent and also honest way that I can have this conversation, because there may be some big things that are determined by this. To have Libra here too, this means that you want to do things in a way where The vibe with Libra, especially here in this particular situation, is that you want to deliver things in a way where you are being honest and you are being transparent, and you also want to be diplomatic. That's very important with Libra. Libra is like, how can I deliver this in a soft way where I'm still like getting across what I need to get across, but not being rude or not being hurtful. And also, like, sometimes you can't help how somebody's gonna take it, like, you're in charge of your feelings, they're in charge of theirs. But Libra will like go out of their way to be courteous and polite and do things in a way that it feels right for you. And also, the goal of Libra, too, archetypally speaking, we all have Libra somewhere in our charts. The goal with Libra is to create like balance and harmony and peace, and also to negotiate as well. So there can be something coming up where there's like something that needed to be brought up, a conversation that needed to be had, that some of you are having now or you're about to have, where there can be sort of a back and forth and needing to square things away in that regard. I do get the feeling too, some of you, the energy is reversed and you're dealing with someone that's in this space, but we're just going to stick with one narrative so as not to make this confusing. What I'm getting is that you were in a space where like something may have gone down and you were like, I need to think about this on my own and see like where I stand with this and how I feel. And then once you got into that place, I'm seeing you sort of needed to look at that person and be like, I'm ready to have this conversation now. Like, can you talk? Are you free? Are you ready? Are you in that space? Are you open to it? Like that sort of thing. Because I'm getting like you weren't ready to do something immediately. But then I'm seeing you feel like very prepared to do this. This reflection period of yours, I'm seeing you keep it very, like, on the low. I'm seeing this be very, very discreet. Like, maybe nobody even knew that you were thinking about this and sort of, like, tossing this around in your head. So this could have been something that you kept to yourself and yourself only, and you didn't tell anybody. Unless there's, like, somebody very, very close to you. But this is something where you, like, would not want other people to know, or you would not have told other people. It's like I'm seeing you just want to deal with it on your own and not have other people involved in this unless they need to be. For some of you, there's like a commitment that's tied to this, a promise, something like that. Let's see further. Yeah, I'm seeing you get sentimental about something, but it seems like it's because of the traditional implications of this. Like, you know, when you have certain things that you're fond of and it's like, yeah, we've always done this. Like, we celebrate that every year. Or like, my parents were like this. And so now that I'm in a relationship, this means something to me. I'm seeing like something like religious or sentimental or superstitious or like something along the lines of that's tied to your beliefs. But this may be something that like you don't even share this necessarily with other people, and it may be something that you don't even completely understand either. But it's like this sort of like code that you sort of hold yourself to, but you may do it subconsciously sometimes. It's like an influence that's connected with your belief system. But yeah, I'm seeing it have like, it has some sort of sentimental or emotional impact on you. For some of you, it's this other person that you're dealing with that they may not be they may not understand all the time like why they feel the way that they do, but certain things are important to them, but they may not always like explain that with words. Like I'm seeing a Pisces energy here. Again, like even though I'm naming different energies, it's like the archetypes of the energy. And so you could be dealing with somebody that has a prevalence of those things within their chart, but it can also be speaking about your chart as well. So we have Virgo here, we have Libra here, we have Pisces, and also Taurus. And yeah, this can be a mix of energies. You could be dealing with multiple people here. It could be you and another person. Can also like all be you with yourself and something that you're working out internally that's being reflected in an external situation that you're finding yourself in. But back to what I was saying about the Piscean energy. With Pisces, like it's this feminine water energy, as all water energies are feminine, and Pisces specifically, like why Mercury is in its detriment when it's in Pisces, maybe it's fall actually, or no, I think it's detriment in Pisces, yes. Is because Pisces is like pictures, it's like images, it's feelings, it's chaos. And when you have like the moon and the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups, this can be somebody that like has these belief systems that are instilled within them, but they're still coming to know and understand what they are. They may not completely understand consciously like how far this goes, how far this affects them. And they may also not be someone who has a preference to verbally explain these things, or that does naturally verbally explain these things. Like if we had a Gemini energy here, this would be somebody that would want to like talk this to death with you. Like, I believe this and I believe that, and what do you think about this? You know, like have conversations. Pisces is like more feeling things out and like receptive, and it's much less verbal because Pisces is about visuals and about feelings and the senses and like the waviness of everything. So this person is kind of going through this stuff, swimming around their subconscious, trying to pull things forward that are associated with their beliefs that they have these sentimental attachments to, that are going to be bridged and connected into this conversation that you're having with them about what's right moving forward. So yeah, I'm seeing this like topic come up for them. And it's about like how they see the right way of doing things is. And you may find actually that whomever this is that you're having conversation with, you may find that you actually have beliefs in common, and you having a discussion with this person about that. Like you may have some values and beliefs that are similar. This feels like it's in the direction of like religious, traditional sorts of beliefs. And then you and this person have this discussion about like how you're feeling about, how they're feeling about, what you think about, what they think. And then I'm seeing you guys sort of like come up together with a solution, like trying to find a solution. And to have justice here is like trying to do this in a way where there's like compromise and negotiation between the two of you, but in a way where no one's trying to like rip the other person off. The hope is for it to be like as fair as possible. But somebody may not be into that. Somebody may not want to deal with that. Having justice be here, it's kind of like what would be the fair outcome, or even like the repercussions for something that's happening, but somebody may not be in the place where that's like what they want to hear at this point. This can also be somebody that, whether this be you or the person that you're dealing with, this can be somebody that doesn't really want to deal yet with like the consequences of their behavior. So one can know like yeah, I guess I do deserve to have this happen or that happen or whatever, but they may be in a spot where they're like, but I don't want to have to deal with that yet. It's going to be like unavoidable at a point. Let's see where we're going with this. I feel like this is going to start a game of like trying to run away from something, because I'm getting a little bit of an avoidant energy here. Like whoever this Queen of Cups is, they may not be wanting to deal with this. This can even be like the legal consequences or like predicament that one finds themselves in, or like what would happen within the contract. And a contract can be spiritual, it can be energetic as well, but for some of you it can absolutely have legal implications too, social implications as well. But yeah, I'm seeing someone be like, I don't really know if I'm in a space where I feel like very motivated to deal with that. Okay, so where are we going now? This is going to be completed is what I'm seeing. Eight of Swords going into, it's not the Eight of Swords, it's the Eight of Wands. There can be anxiety that's associated with this. Eight of Wands going into the World. I'm covering it because YouTube has been on it with these cards. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing. So something is going to be closing out. It seems like it's actually going to happen sooner than one might think. Like you think you're going to graduate from this cycle in 4 months, and it actually is going to be completed in 4 weeks. So something to keep in mind, the ending happens, the completion happens sooner than you think. The chapter closes. Which is interesting because we're seeing this energy that's like, I don't really want to like move forward and have to deal with this right now, but then I'm seeing it's like there's nothing that's going to get in the way of this chapter closing out anyway. So you see resistance, but just know that it's being shown that it's going to close out anyway, regardless. A lot of this too hasn't taken place yet, or it's about to be taking place. There could have been like a big event that sort of kicked this off too, or one where it felt like things were sort of crumbling beneath your feet. Yeah. Okay. Anything? There's currently this like undertow of an energetic and spiritual desire to like understand the point of this and why it's unfolding in this way. And that is going to be developed as you move through this, but you may not be in a space yet where you're seeing the full picture. So I'm seeing your guides also saying that too. If you're like trying to make sense of things right now and you're like, it's just not making sense for me, I'm seeing that it's going to. It seems like there's still some moving pieces, and it makes it hard to sort of make out the whole point of everything right now, but there absolutely is one. So with that being said, we are going to leave the reading there. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.